Belshir, in the top left, we have our Teoprotos. It is Romson.
And also spawning in blue, we probably should have fixed that before we started. It is MrLingo.
Oh, whatever. All their
We'll be right.
units will look the same, and their time warps look the same. I mean, really, PvP is all about the Pew Pew Colossus, anyways.
Yeah, I don't know, the colors aren't too bad on Proteus. I mean, we're in the game, so it shouldn't be shouldn't be too tricky. But I have to say, I really do get confused with the time warps. Even in like 2v2s and stuff, when I'm playing that, I'm like, oh, is that my time warp? Is it
Well, the
theirs?
time
I'll never know.
warps that are yours are the ones where your units aren't slowed.
Yeah, but it's like a trial and error kind of thing.
I'm just kidding with you. No, that'll be fixed in the next game heart. So that'll be fixed in the next game heart update. It's fine. But I mean, seriously though, like not about balance or anything. But if it becomes a Colossus Wars, you kind of don't know what's going on anyways. You're like, oh, this Colossus died, but I don't really know what's happening with these Zealots here.
Yeah.
It's kind of coming together.
PvP battles are an absolute mess to cast, I've got to say. It's like,
Yeah.
there's just laser beams everywhere, and you're like, I think someone is winning, but I can't really tell. And then they break away and they've lost about the same thing. You're like, yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. It's only when the big things start collapsing that you're like, okay, this person's definitely winning, like the Colossus fall. I mean, it's great to cast up to that point because it's all about positioning, and that's why like people like Rain used to be really,
Yeah.
really good at PvP. But when it actually happens, I feel like even they are just like, throw on time warps, maybe some force fields depending on the situation, and then they go back and macro somewhere else. That's it. But
Yeah.
I guess we'd have to have the DreamHack Game Heart eye tracker. God.
Yeah, that thing's actually really cool. Gives you some really cool information. I always enjoyed that thing. And I also, have you seen the first person thing? Was it WCS? Or DreamHack? I can't even remember who does it, but the first person view of the play is pretty cool as well.
Yeah. That
in
was
the game.
WCS, I think. No, it's BlizzCon,
Yeah.
that's right. That's BlizzCon is where everyone's
BlizzCon?
like, oh, they
Ah.
did it.
So many tournaments, I can't even.
Yeah, seriously. But that's where, because everyone was always telling them, like, you should do it because it's a really good idea, because, like, Kespo used to do it all the time for their tournaments, like OGN and stuff. And it was really cool.
Oh, really? Nice.
I don't like people who complain about it, though. Every time I see someone complain about it, I'm just like, get out!
Cool,
Face
big
cams,
round,
best
really
cams. Or first person,
Yeah.
best person.
Alright, so we've had Mr. be pretty darn thorough with his scouting. However, he does leave the base before he sees the Stargate coming down from Mr. Romson over here. We're still going to see what Mr. is actually going to choose, though, I think.
Yeah, still waiting on that. He's got a second gateway, though, so probably gonna, crank out those 3 stalkers. Get going on something else. Has he scouted anything in Romson's base, though? No, not since the Stargate went down.
Yeah, he's seen the normal stuff, arriving at that core timing that is ever so common for people to scout at in PvP, and he may choose to poke out here with the Stalkers if he chronos out, although we'll have to see what he does with that. He's got the Zealot Mothership Core as well, always a possibility, and that'll give him some nice intel if he does manage to get up there.
Yeah, we have Phoenixes coming out from Romson, so Oracle openers are obviously big thing. They've been happening a lot, but instead he's gonna go for Phoenixes, which is definitely something we've seen, a bit before. It's one of the rare openers, I'd say, in PvP, but it's definitely still a good one. Sometimes you see even the odd, like Phoenix versus Phoenix PvP, but that was more popular in like Wings of Liberty. PvP
Yeah,
really
sure.
all of that.
Yeah, still see it sometimes, and now it's been revealed that it is in fact going to be that Stargate tech, so he's going to try and chip away at that Phoenix, and in response he's just taken his own Nexus right off the bat. So this is kind of interesting because he's going to have the Ela expansion, but PvP is kind of odd in that, Stargate's good against Robo is good against Blink is good against Stargate, so he's gone for the Robo choice after all this, and Romson has in fact seen that, so he has full intel. We'll see how okay, he's going to respond, and it's going to be an expansion.
Yeah, I really thought it's going to get expansion. He's probably, not thinking an all-in right now would work anyway, so he's going to be a little behind in the economics and try and catch up with, probe kills, because he's still producing Phoenixes. He's going to go up to at least 4, maybe even more. MrLingo, I mean, usually when they see Phoenix, the first thing they want to do is get Blink, because it's very helpful obviously you actually catch the Phoenixes, or sometimes even a force. Because right now, MrLingo's at a choice, soon when that next finishes, where he's like, where do I defend, and where do I put my stalkers to defend, both fronts. If I got a cannon, that would be obviously an easy choice, but we also see an Oracle pop out actually after 4 Phoenixes. Interesting choice.
Yeah, that's a little interesting. Yeah, I'm not sure if it's going to be able to do all that much. I mean, he could distract with the Phoenixes, so the Stalkers are chasing those around. Now that there are 2 bases, he could certainly pick up a couple of probe kills. I think he's going to have to pull him in the natural for that, and then see if he can actually sneak the Oracle into the main and do some damage. It's certainly a possibility, but yeah, I suppose we'll just have to wait and find out. Got a proxy pylon going down for MrLingo, nice and tucked away here. And with the air units on the other side of the map, he's actually not going to know about that. So he does need to be a little bit careful of maybe some sneaky warp ins. Oh, whoops.
Gotta be careful about, A, your Mothership Core, and B, your sentries. So he finally pushes down there. He will be able to start sending over probes from the main as well, without fear of them being picked off. Oh god, the main's wide open. As I say that, the Oracle goes in. It goes a little late on its pulsar beam, but it gets 2 probe kills before leaving. And I guess he'll want to use it for later. If MrLingo ever puts down his guard, Oracles can really wreck a mineral line.
Yeah, we do have to point out though, while it doesn't look like he hasn't been getting all that much done, if you look at the workers killed, he's actually picked off 11 probes. So right now, he's sitting at 23 probes to 39. Romson has extended a huge economic lead against his opponent right now. And I think MrLingo's kind of recognized that. It's time for him to go for an attack now. Does Romson actually have enough to defend against this?
He's trying to get a Void Ray out. That'll certainly help against the armored units that are Protoss units, but only one. That's going to be so easy to take down. Does he have a Mothership Core? Yes, it has 2 cannons available. You'll only need one at a time, of course. And the Phoenixes, they can lift up the important units, such as that Immortal is probably the first one he'll want to pick up. He wants to buy time, though, as much time as possible. The Void Ray's still not out. Oh, he will get a Mothership Core. That'd be a nice pickoff.
Yeah, he's got to be so careful. It's so hard for MrLingo to actually maneuver his army around the Phoenixes, because he's always got to sit right under the Mothership Core to make sure that he doesn't lose that. And it's already very hurt, so he runs the risk of losing that without being able to use all the energy, maybe not being able to get the recall that he might need. He's warping in a bunch of sentries too to try and help slice up that army and do the damage he needs. But I think that at this point, Romson may have bought himself enough time. The Nexus cannon still hasn't quite worn off.
Yeah. There's another one too, so it doesn't even matter. The Oracle went into the mineral line of MrLingo and killed about 6 more probes, so that, put him even further behind. He did sacrifice the Oracle for it, but it was probably worth it at this stage as MrLingo. He was trying to rebuild probes, but realized it wasn't going to work, stopped probe production, now just going to go completely all in. But Romson is already, he has enough. I don't think there's any way that MrLingo can break
He's going to
this.
need a really good engagement.
Yeah, unless Romson somehow messes his side up and MrLingo gets a that way, but no, he's gonna pull back. There's no way he's gonna come back into this game. He's down by 20 probes.
Yeah, it's a rough decision to make though, because it's like he comes up here and he's like, okay, I've got to attack and kill him right now, and then he's got to wait. He's forced to wait. He can't afford to have his units chipped away at by the cannon on the Nexus or anything like that. But then back at home, he doesn't really have anything going on either. So he's restarted probe production one at a time a while ago. He's desperately trying to catch up, but at the moment, Romson's where he wants to be economically. He's more or less done with the probes. And he could just focus on pumping out those units, so he may come with a big attack himself, but he's heading into Colossi right now, at which point MrLingo isn't going to really have anything to contest that, so he may just wait for those to pop out and then go.
Big supply block by MrLingo too, and that doesn't, he's not trying to produce units right now, he's just trying to produce probes, but that obviously puts a halt on his probes too, so now he's stuck at 33 versus 45. If he sees the attack coming, there's no way he's going to be able to warp in any additional units. Not that would probably help, honestly. Trying to get maybe some upgrades going in here, but Romson's already ahead of him on that as well. Phoenix is doing what they can. At this point, the Phoenixes, they can die, and Romson probably won't care. Maybe if MrLingo gets the best engagement possible and Romson just really messes up and he loses his entire army and MrLingo doesn't, then we can see an even game, but nah, it's gonna be super what if.
It's not impossible. He does have 2 hallucinated immortals in his army, which is clever. So I don't think that Romson actually has any observers out on the field. No, he doesn't, but he does have 4 immortals of his own, 3 of which are with this army, as well as the Void Rays. And I have to see how he goes. Nice time up on that army. He's forced to back up a little bit. Mothership Core goes with the overcharge as well. Bolsters go down from Romson. Is he actually going to be able to take out this army? The Immortals are still doing so much damage.
Yeah, that seems to be it for MrLingo. I do want to commend his hallucinated tactics, though, because they didn't soak up that much damage, but it might have been enough that Romson was too scared to push in. You know, buying himself time is really what he wanted to do. But no, it wasn't. Romson just pushed in anyways, and he even helped kill his own Nexus. GG, well played.
And there you have it. There's our last match before the grid. And we'll be heading into those tasty best of threes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fresh. Yeah, the grid won't be up for a little bit. They have to actually make it first, and then we'll be able to tell you exactly what we'll be searching for, what games we're gonna have. Until then, we're just gonna... Oh, okay, that's what's gonna happen. We're gonna have a few minutes of commercials, so thanks for watching them if you do, and, well, I guess we'll see you guys without Turbo Ad Block in a few minutes.